One of my favorite things about reading is when a book stops turning into just a story and starts turning into a conversation. My mom and I have read a lot of the same books over the years, and there's something really fun about finishing a story and immediately needing to know, okay, what did you think? So today I wanted to give you a list of the 10 books that I really want my mom to read, and the very specific reasons why. Hi, I'm Genevieve. Welcome back to Espresso Shots and Epic Plots. Today, since it's Mother's Day, I thought I would talk about the books I want my mom to pick up. Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. After a popular true crime podcast re-examines the unsolved murder of her best friend, Lucy is brought back to the small town that already believes she was the killer, even if she doesn't remember the night that it happened. I haven't read this, but I think this would be a good one for my mom. Both of us enjoy really good mysteries that keep you thinking and keep the plots twisting. When I was looking through reviews, a lot of people mentioned the audiobook and how enjoyable it was for this story. I think this is the kind of fast-paced mystery both of us would binge. This feels like the kind of book where she'd text me halfway through with all of her theories as to what was happening. The Amalfi Curse by Sarah Penner. In a sun-drenched Italian coast, a woman uncovers a deadly century-old family secret that blends historical intrigue with a modern-day race to break a lingering hex. Both of us read The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner and enjoyed it. This just really seems like it was engineered to fit both of us specifically. We have historical elements, a nautical setting, magical realism. It's like it combines both of our tastes. Plus, I think her reading it would give me the motivation to finally pick it up off my shelves. If you've watched our channel before, this next one shouldn't be a surprise for you. Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman. When the Earth is flattened to serve as the set for an intergalactic reality TV show, Carl and his ex-girlfriend's cat, Princess Donut, must survive a multi-level dungeon filled with traps, monsters, and a global audience watching their every move. This might seem like an odd choice to recommend to my mom, but I really do think that she would enjoy the humor, satire, and social commentary that Matt Dinniman is trying to get at. I'm unsure how long she would stick with the series since we're looking at about 10 books here, but even if she never finishes it, I know she'll still love Princess Donut the entire time. Circe by Madeline Miller. Banished to a remote island by the gods who fear her, the lesser daughter of Helios transforms from a lonely nymph into a powerful sorceress who must choose between the divine world she was born into and the mortals she has grown to love. I have read The Song of Achilles, but I don't think my mom would enjoy that one as much as she would enjoy this one, although I haven't read this one yet either. I think this would lead to some amazing discussions since it's a book that has themes of feminine strength, womanhood, isolation, power, and I'm just curious how we would both interpret it. It's one of those books where I already know that our conversations after reading it would be pretty cool. My next recommendations for my mom are actually not ones that I really enjoyed. They're ones that I want to discuss with somebody. Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. An explorer lives within a labyrinthine house of infinite halls and tides and marble statues. As he documents his world, he begins to realize that his journals contain evidence of a reality he has completely forgotten. I personally didn't fully connect with the hype surrounding this book, but everyone else seems to be obsessed with it. So I need another trusted perspective. I want to know if it's a me problem. I want my mom to read this because I genuinely need to know whether I just missed something or whether it just wasn't for me. I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Harpman. 40 women are kept in an underground cage guarded by silent men, but when they finally escape into a barren, endless landscape, they must grapple with what it means to be the only human in a world without history or other people. The ending of this left me very unsettled, as it's supposed to, and I wanted more, but honestly, I feel like this is a book that needs to be discussed while you're reading it. I finished this book and immediately wanted to sit down and discuss and unpack it with somebody, but you can only truly do that with people that have read the book. Chain Gang All-Stars by Kwame Adjei-Brenyah. In a near-future America, incarcerated people compete in a high-stakes gladiatorial circuit for a chance at freedom, exposing the brutal intersection of systemic profit and public bloodlust. At first, I wasn't sure if my mom would be able to handle this, but she read The Buffalo Hunter, so I think she's okay. I think this would spark some incredible discussions between us about the prison system system, about legal slavery, and I would love to talk to her about the ending. If you know, you know. This is one of those books that makes you want to talk for hours afterwards. Saltcrop by Yume Kitasei. In a future where rising tides have swallowed the world and famine has killed off much of the population, two sisters embark on a perilous ocean voyage, finding their missing sibling and the potential environmental cure she discovered. It's a high-stakes maritime adventure that explores the lengths we'll go for family. This book focuses around themes of sisterhood, climate disaster, boat travel, family dynamics. There were so many times when I was reading this book that I kept thinking about her, knowing that the themes in it would resonate with her specifically. Service Model by Adrian Tchaikovsky. A fastidious valet robot accidentally murders his master and is cast out into a collapsing world, embarking on a darkly humorous journey to find a new purpose in a civilization where humanity is rapidly disappearing. On the surface, this book seems like a sci-fi human-robot interaction book, but its themes of humanity and empathy would be deeply appreciated by my mother. I think this is one of those books where she would go in expecting one thing, but leave thinking about it for weeks. The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. In an empire where giant leviathans threaten the people, an eccentric, blindfolded detective and her biologically enhanced assistant must solve an impossible locked room murder. It's a brilliant fantasy reimagining of Sherlock Holmes that can read as a standalone. This one I'm a little more apprehensive only because of all of the interesting and unique names and world building. But at its core, this is a mystery. I do think she would find the biopunk aspects of this world fascinating. Underneath all that weird fantasy terminology, this is actually a really compelling mystery. So there you go. Here's the 10 books I most want my mom to read. And honestly, making this list made me realize that sometimes the books you want others to read are not necessarily the ones you liked the best. Sometimes they're just the ones you want to talk about. Sometimes they're books that you just think somebody else would connect with more. Sometimes they're books that you just really don't want to process alone. So now I need you to tell me, what's one book that you desperately want somebody else in your life to read? It doesn't necessarily need to be your favorite book, but it's the one you most want to discuss with someone. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you like this and subscribe if you want more. Happy Mother's Day to those who are celebrating, and I'll see you in the next video.